Why does being a Black girl trying to get your hair done oftentimes have to be such a traumatic, disrespectful, horrible, and just downright frustrating experience?
With over 5 million views, this story has gone viral of a hairstylist who kicked her client out because she told her she was cold. It sounds insane, but it's true.
I don't need this energy. I'm so sorry. My place is clearly not suitable for you. And there's nothing I can offer for you. Everything you've complained about since you got here, this place is not suitable for you.
I didn't once say that.
Not much
I didn't once say that.
Everything you implies here is not good enough for you.
I didn't say that.
It's too cold.
I didn't say that once.
I'm so sorry. I can't accommodate you right now. This heating not working is not it's out of my control.
And I said that that's fine. I never said that that's not okay. But to her living room, to be honest and transparent with you, I really didn't like that interaction that we just had. Interaction where I tried to voice that I'm really cold. You have to be mindful of how you speak to your clients. I told you that you can't wear your shoes. No guest can wear their outdoor shoes into my house. That's fair enough. What do you want me to do? One way is if you knew that your radiators weren't working, maybe just let your clients know for the day that, hey, I don't have heating today. Wrap up warm. No, that's not my responsibility. I don't have the time. Do you know how many clients I have? I can't be telling every client that my heater is not working. Your expectations are too high. You had too high expectations. Expectations lead to disappointment. I said, oh, I'm not even mad. Like, you ended up suggesting that I should put my coat on. Once you asked if I wanted my coat, that was great. That was customer service. That was a solution. You could have entered that conversation with the solution. I'm not saying go and fetch some wood and make me a real fire right now. Sis went on to look at what I'm wearing. Yeah, but what you're wearing is not sufficient for this cold. When you're leaving your house, you should be prepared. I am paying you for a service. I don't know what I did to this babe that made her feel like her place wasn't good enough, because in the video that I ended up recording when it just got to the point of no return, she kept on going on about this place isn't really good enough for you. Situation. Yes, she was upset because I told you can't wear your shoes. Yeah, but was I wrong for trying to tell you that? I tried to offer other things and explain why things are not working. And I said I appreciated you seem like you for doing that. The body language, everything threw me off, babe. I'm so sorry, my love. I can't work under these conditions. I'm so sorry. If my place is not suitable enough for you, there's not much I can do. I don't ever remember saying you're putting words in my mouth. But it's the way you're behaving about it. That's what I'm trying to say. Body language, the same way you said my response was off, I'm telling you that your body language, the movements you were making, that I was cold. That I was cold. It doesn't make sense. So you're trying to say you wasn't doing nothing like that? Yeah, no. I said I did this because I was cold, and I tried to explain to you I was cold. You even told me I'm the one that came to your facilities without preparing myself, and I said I appreciate that, but thank you for letting me wear my coat. That's fine. Unfortunately, this appointment is cancelled. Okay. The hair she does eats. But God, I am so grateful that she did not finish my hair. Customer service is everything. I'm not the only one that can do hair in this life. I just calmly voiced that it was too cold. And all of a sudden, that's me saying this place is not good enough. I don't know what projection that was or why she felt like that was me saying this place is not good enough for me. It's clear that it's not good enough for you since all the complaints that you've made. Guys, I made one singular. This appointment is cancelled, okay? Okay. Yeah? Thank you very much. I guess I can't just say how I feel. You can say how you feel. That's absolutely fine. That's so crazy. That's absolutely fine. But I think we both can learn from this. Then maybe my responses, and then maybe. But that's what I was trying to tell you. Yeah, we can both. But I was happy to from the start. You wasn't. Okay. So what's wrong with resolving the tension? It's the way it's been handled. That's what the issue is. So I shouldn't have said anything until the last minute. I did not. Because that was what I was thinking. I was thinking, do I wait until the last minute to say something? But then I don't want it to be a hostile environment because you're playing gospel. Like it's a good space that you have here. Vibes. I have never cancelled anyone in my 14 But I don't. Years. That's not okay. If it's cold outside, you should use your common sense and dress appropriately. Oh, so maybe you should take accountability for not dressing for the weather. No problem. I'll take accountability and you don't have to take accountability for anything. I sat down and then I realized, you know what, I didn't even mean to sit down. At that point, I realized that there was no safe space for me to really say that I felt cold and there was nothing that was going to be done about it. So I just sat down and I was like, you know what, I know you have a lot of clients today, so maybe she said, yeah, no, it's not happening. I can take your hair out and then you can leave. Actually, I've got a hint to get to this weekend. It's either you finish my hair or I'm walking out like this. I'm not finishing your hair. Like, we're not doing this. The energy's off. Like, I don't feel comfortable. You don't feel comfortable. I cannot make this up. Even slightly feel embarrassed at the video. I can hear in my voice that I still wanted to get my hair done. So I was still trying to understand it, but really I should have left about 20 minutes ago. I'm definitely not perfect. I wanted to understand what I had done, how I could have communicated it better. It's clear that it's not good enough for you because I'm cold. Now you're talking about never have I had to cancel an appointment like this. I've never had to disclose my medical history just to justify why I'm cold. It's the first for everyone.
Here's a more detailed part 2.
Paid for a service. It'd be nice to be kind.
I'm telling you, I can't do the service. You've made me feel
but
really
why?
uncomfortable.
Because I said that my feet were cold.
You were challenging me. So
because I said my feet were cold.
I can't accommodate you. You're not impressed. I'm not gonna make.
No, I never said you couldn't.
Make me feel bad.
Always wait till the end of your hair appointment to share how you feel. Otherwise, you risk leaving like this. I'm laughing now, but there were nothing but tears earlier. I cannot believe the way I was spoken to, what I have experienced. I don't know who needs to hear this, but your influencers are just as important as the general public. Your client is your client. My hen is this weekend. This is what my hair is looking like. I left my house so excited this morning. I thought, yes, I'm getting my hair done by the baddest in the UK. This is why they say don't meet your heroes. A 40-minute drive has now turned into a 1 hour 30 drive. So there's me thinking, let me just take train. I get to London, I'm like, shit, I didn't take out cash. Let me quickly run to take out cash and take a little bit extra just in case I need to tip and a late charge. I know for a fact this might make me a couple minutes late. Rushing, I'm 10 minutes away. I messaged the babe saying, hey, I'm gonna be a few minutes late. This says, that's fine, after 10 minutes there's gonna be a charge. Cool. I said thank you because received, understood. I'm late by my own means. No one's to blame for that. That is my own fault. Eventually I find her place. I get up the stairs. Immediately as soon as the door is open, I apologize for my lateness because I know how frustrating it can be, especially when you've got back-to-back clients. So I am so apologetic. She says, hey, it's fine. Please can you take off your shoes? As I'm taking off my second shoe. Also, there's a £20 late fee. Okay, could I just take my shoes off? Okay, that's fine. Customer service 101. Greet your customer, let them feel comfortable. I already know I'm late. I already feel terrible for being late. But as the appointment progressed, it didn't seem like she was bothered about the lateness. It just seemed like her tone was very to the point, blunt, direct. Me personally, I feel like anyone who knows me would say I'm quite warm, quite bubbly. Especially when I'm at an appointment, I like to get to know the person that is doing my hair. I don't really like having hostility there, so I like having conversation. I have to be honest, I did not want to speak. I felt like the response that I got when I entered the house just didn't feel warm. Put that aside, everything is going fine. My hair is getting braided now. Now, at this point, I am freezing. Obviously, I've been told to take off my shoes. And at the start of appointment, you started off with, if there's anything wrong, if there's anything you need, please let me know. I'm looking around, I see a rug, I see a blanket on the floor. I'm like, ooh, I might need to ask for a little something warm. Do you guys have like a small radiator, a small heater sort of situation? Yeah, sorry, the radiator was not working from a week ago. It's not really working out, so don't have any heating. Okay. We're nearly 3 hours in. This is my second interaction with you. Well, it's still very direct and maybe I'm just not used to that. I guess my request for being a little bit warmer was shut down. We don't have heating. That's not possible right now. I hate confrontation. The appointment started at 9 a.m. Up until 11 a.m. in my mind, I was going back and forward as to whether I even addressed the fact that one, The way I was spoken to as I entered, it didn't make me feel comfortable. But I thought, you know what, let me just leave that to the end, because at the end of the day, you don't owe me anything. You don't owe me anything but my service. So maybe let me leave the feedback to the end. But the cold was getting colder. At this point, my hair has now been braided. The babe stitching my hair, who is the owner, has now come. And I've asked her, is it possible for me to put my shoes back on? Absolutely not. Sorry. I don't let my guests wear outside shoes in my house, so no. Okay. Neither do I, to be honest, but I feel like, no, it's not a possibility. Are you anemic, hun? Sorry, I might be. Even if I am, feeling like, why are you cold and why are you expressing it? I'm anemic too, like I'm cold as well. You should be wrapped up, hun. Wait a damn minute. I know for a fact the girl wearing some fluffy slippers. So guys, I said it. I'm so sorry. I said it. I said, yeah, but sis, you're wearing fluffy slippers. You're a little bit warmer. Do you have like slippers? No, I can't share my slippers with you. I don't share slippers with people. Wait, I didn't say you should share your slippers with me. I just said, do you have like slippers? Because me personally in my house, I have guest slippers. I know that's a luxury. I know not everybody has that, but that's what I was insinuating. That's not something that I provide for my clients. The way I'm saying it, I genuinely don't know how to communicate with people to that level of just rude abruptness. The way I'm delivering it to you guys, I felt like maybe I slapped somebody's mom somewhere and I don't know about it. I couldn't believe the way I was being spoken to. So at this point, I was breathing in and out and just like, okay. The nail appointment, hair appointment, I am the first to suffer. Anything going wrong? No, I love it. Today, I walked into an environment where praise and worship was being played and I felt like I couldn't not say anything. For the £150 that I'm paying, and I don't expect premium service, but maybe the bare minimum. So after the interaction of me asking if I can put my shoes on, she then suggested that I should put my coat on. She gave me my coat. I'm very emotional. If I confront somebody, all of a sudden, the tears start to flow. When she handed me my coat, guys, tears started flowing from my eyes. You would have thought that someone slapped me. My sis was so in her element of just getting their job done that she did not even clock that I was full on crying at this point. But like my feelings had been invalidated. I felt like shit on the floor. I had to ask sis for a timeout, a break. I went to the toilet to gather my thoughts and just lay it out. I'm like, you know what? If I go back out there, there's no way I can sit down without just letting her know how I feel. I will try and say it in the most respectful way to start over again and say, hey, I didn't like that interaction. Can you understand how I feel and why I feel upset about what just happened? Error.
In the end, she was able to get her hair done at another salon. And because this became such a viral topic, people were sharing their opinions. So let's hear them.
For a hairdresser to ask a client, are you anemic because your house is cold, is crazy. First of all, why y'all got no blood clot heating in this kind of weather and you're providing a service? The fact that people leave their house and travel from whichever area in London just to get their hair done by you and are putting money in your pocket, simply ask you, is there any way you can accommodate the fact that I am cold? And you get defensive and feel shame. You thought the solution was to cancel the whole appointment because you can't provide what the client needs. And hairdressers will scream at the top of their lungs that they've been providing a service for 5-10 years and I know them can't provide. I'm so glad that girl took out her camera and started recording, because hairdressers will be cheeky and use their audience to manipulate the fact that their behavior is disgusting. One thing a UK hairstylist knows how to do is make her Instagram look good. But a lot of them are mean-spirited, wicked gal.
I don't really know what's going on with these UK hairstylists at this point. I don't really get it. I don't really get what's going on with these UK hairstylists that treat influencers way better than they treat the regular girls, when the regular girls are the ones that are spending money. The influencers get stuff for free. Some of them even get paid to sit in the chair that they actually pay the influencers in order to do their hair. This is what's going on, yeah, guys? Like, I'm actually sick and tired of seeing it and hearing about it. Seriously. Back in the day when I used to go to Crown and Glory to do my hair over by Cole Oberlin, shout out yourself. We used to get snacks, we used to get refreshments. It used to be £25 for the ear. Although you have to wait about 3-4 hours for do your hair, everything was done and dusted by the time you left that shop. You weren't leaving your hair with no cane rows like that girl did when she went to Milan's hair. Like, we gotta stop doing this. We gotta stop giving people this clout and this false little recognition for them to come around and treat people like, yeah, right.
Guys, is it not obvious? The hairdresser was cold too. With the vim she was using to cancel the appointment, the girl was like, but I didn't say it was too much of a problem. Like, I'm just cold. She's like, it's not good enough for you. It's not good enough for you. She was projected. She was cold. She was too cold to do the hair. So she blamed the girl, like, oh, you're acting up too much for me to do your hair because it's cold. Really and truly, the hairdresser was just too cold to do her hair. And that's all it was. So, I mean, it was obvious, isn't it? If you can't tell, I could tell, man. I could tell.
You know, this whole discourse with that hairstylist and her Antarctica of a house, it's just got me thinking, women stand on business more than men. As in, people are reporting her to HMRC. That's how deep it's gotten. Then again, they pay way more than us to get their hair done. Imagine if we were paying £150 for a trim. Do you know how many things you won't let slide? If I'm paying £150 to get my hair done, you better have heating. You better have heating, or at least a blanket. Some of you barbers are lucky us guys don't have the same vim as women, because the way we would drag you guys on social media for your terrible customer service. If I was paying £150 for a trim, you think you're stepping out to take a smoke break? My friend, you better finish cutting this hair. You better finish cutting this hair. Do you know how rare it is to get your hair cut at the time you book? There's always somebody on the seat. But if I was paying £150 that, I will fly kick that person off that seat. I genuinely understand why girls are ready to drag hairstylists, because if we're paying the same amount, we'll do the same. We really need to start standing on business, because there's a lot of things we let slide. There's a lot of things we just brush, but women, they don't give a f. You them ones, they'll drag you to the ground. Imagine the baby's paying £150 and you don't have simple, ordinary heating. You're even asking her if she's anemic. I don't care. We're going to the shops and we're buying matchstick. We're making a fire today.
You know what? If there's one good thing about social media, it's the fact that people are being exposed for their wickedness. Because before, you had to be an influencer or have a certain amount of followers to be able to expose someone. But now, if someone gets bad service and they post a video, everyone's gonna know. And I love it. I love that for us. I love that. And I feel like if anyone does you bad, if anyone treats you horribly, please make a video on it. Please let us know, because we won't be going to those people anymore. And it's just confusing, because people like hairstylists or even like lash techs and stuff like that, like, don't you care about customer retention? Like, don't you want to uphold a certain level of integrity? Whatever happened to integrity? Lord of mercy. But yeah, man, if someone does you bad, I don't care if you have 0 followers, post a video and let us know, because we'll be in the comments and we will share it to everybody. But because people need to know about the places they should not be visiting.
This has sparked up a greater discussion about how black hairstylists do not treat their black clients with respect and do not always provide great customer service, which leaves black women feeling anxious and dissatisfied when they have to get their hair done.
If you're a hairstylist and you look like part-time, you could be an Instagram model, I'm not booking. Because I know I'm going to get that hey boo text. If your hairstylist looks like she wants to like be big on social media, yeah, you're going to get, hey boo, can you come tomorrow? And then the next day.
Can you tell me what you would do in this scenario? And if you're a hairstylist, you get extra points for dropping a comment. Okay, so let's say you make an appointment with a new hairstylist you've never been to. You arrive 30 minutes early for your 12 o'clock appointment. You arrive at 11:30, your appointment is at 12. But due to the way the storefront looks, the salon looks on the outside, you text her just to make sure you're at the right location. The stylist says, yes, you are at the right location, but I'm actually not there. I'm actually en route, and I have a client before you. I'm starting late today. Now, you understand that things happen, but texting your client 30 minutes before your appointment is absolutely absurd. You tell her that you actually arrived early and you're actually sitting outside in your car for your appointment because you wanted to avoid the $1,000 late fee that she charges. She then asks you if you can go home and come back. You tell her that you live 45 minutes to an hour away, so it wouldn't suffice. But what time do you anticipate to start my hair since you have another client? It has been 30 minutes since she has not responded. What do I do?
I hate to do this, but y'all will never believe what's happening to me right now. My hairstylist just left me alone with her son in her house while she runs to the beauty supply store. A 3-year-old son. I do not know this woman like that. What the? I can't make it up. I can't make this up. All I want to do is get my hair braided. I just want my hair braided. I feel like I'm being punked. Not to mention, the little boy has pooped on himself. Okay, you gotta wait for your mom to come back to give you a bath.
When I tell y'all these hairstylists has got to be stopped, they have got to be stopped. I was on Instagram and I seen this girl post that says support black businesses and stuff like that. I do hair and she's local around here. So I'm like, okay, her hairstyles is pretty good. Let me go ahead and try to book with her. When I tell y'all, I went on her website and it's so effing ridiculous, y'all. Let me read y'all some of her rules, regulations, and fees on this page. Are y'all ready? So first of all, it's $100 for the deposit, which is okay. Cash only for the appointments, that's also okay. But one of the ridiculous part is that it's a $10 late fee every minute that you are late, up to 15 minutes. Yeah, I said it right. I had to go back and relook at it. $10 each minute that you are late, and you will be charged that even if she cancels the appointment. If you don't pay it, she will take legal action against you. That's what it says on there. Hair drop off. You can drop your wig off at noon, but anything after noon, you will be charged a $75 fee. Right. Okay, let's get to our prices. You got a traditional sew-in for $350. A sleek ponytail for $400. Yeah, $400. Hair not included. And if you come not silk pressed and she has to silk press your hair, then you'll also be charged an additional $50. A frontal ponytail is $300. Frontal wig maintenance. That means she's reapplying your frontal. If you don't come with the adhesive removed from your forehead and your wig, you will be charged $100 each. And she has in parentheses $100 for the glue to be removed off your forehead and the glue to be removed off of your wig. You have the closure wig installed for $300. Frontal wig installed for $400. And then tape-ins for $500. Hair not included. She makes sure she put that in parentheses too. If you bring a friend, that's $75 because she's saying she has to make room and space for everything. So it's $75 each person, additional person that you bring. On top of that, it's $75 for 18 and up. But if it's 17 on down, it's $100. All right, now time for breaks. She's saying if you break, that's $5 extra. And then if you move, she'll give you 3 hair touches, like when you touch your hair to see how much you got left, or some hair touches. Then you get 3 freebies. Anything after that is $10 extra. I know the nerve of these hairstylists. I was like, girl, your work ain't even that good to be charging this. Like, it's okay, but it's not that good. I'm like, let me back out and let me go ahead and do my own thing.
When I tell you I was fully prepared to film such an aesthetic video at Cynthiana's hair salon, because all I saw was good things on Instagram. So you can imagine my surprise when I arrived at 2 p.m. for my appointment to be waiting for 2 hours before someone even got to my head. I don't know what I did to this girl, between the aggressive scalp scratching and her almost lighting my head on fire, I honestly don't know what's worse. If you had no context, you would think she was making firewood jollof on my head. As if that wasn't bad enough, the person doing my ponytail was apparently not ready for me. So I was sitting there waiting for another hour, just contemplating my life. At this point, I had spent 4 hours with nothing to show for. So I just stood up and walked out without paying. I had a wedding to go for, and I actually even ended up missing that event. So here I am the next day. I ended up going to another hairstylist, and I honestly should have come here first because Matilda did an amazing job. And she was honestly the sweetest. If you want to get good treatment, don't go to these Instagram stylists. They will really show you pepper. Anyway, here is the final style. It's a really simple style. And this is how I ended up styling it for the day. I'll go and see her. She's amazing.
We don't need any more courses on digital products. We don't need any more courses on how to be a 6-figure hairstylist. We need basic customer service. Let's start there. And before anybody gets in the comments with, this is common sense, they teach you this in cosmetology school. Maybe they missed class that day. Let's tell this to the licensed cosmetologist that told me my hair was nappy and not to come back to her chair like this. Let's tell this to all the people that have had these horror stories. It's not for no reason. Let's get right into it. Say you have a potential client reach out to you with a question that you've answered so many times already, so you're annoyed because I've answered this already on my website, in my bio, on my page. I'm tired of answering it, right? You're wrong. Instead of being unprofessional and responding in an unprofessional manner or ignoring them, or going to make a PSA, screaming and hollering in all caps, bold letters, and doing all of this extra for no reason, being unprofessional, how about this? Hello, I hope all is well. I do provide the hair and a $15 deposit is required for booking. You can find more details and information on my website. Send them the link. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach back out. As long as you're growing and reaching new people, these new people are going to have the same questions the old ones did. You're going to have to answer these questions a million times. No matter how many times you put on your bio, no matter how many times you put in your highlights, whatever the case is, you're going to be answering the same questions over and over. The next one is going to be time management. I'll use myself as an example. I have an 8 a.m. soft lock appointment. I know it's going to take me around 4 hours. I'll be done by 12. Next client I will schedule for 2 p.m. That way I have an extra cushion in case I'm running a little behind. Time to get off my feet and eat. I can take phone calls. I can do everything I need to do, so by the time my next client comes, I did everything I need to do, and now all I need to do is service you. Plain and simple. This way, I don't have to text anybody and ask them if they can come later because I'm running behind. I don't need to stop and take a break to eat. I already did that. And I don't need to have full phone conversations with anybody in front of my client because I did all that already. And one more thing with this one, I feel like people let greed get in the way, because if you have an 8 a.m. appointment, why would you squeeze somebody in at 11 a.m. and you have a 2 p.m. coming? Now when your 2 p.m. gets here, your 11 a.m. is still going to be in the chair. How does that look for you? If I'm your 2 p.m. appointment, I'm not coming back. Promise you will be much better off if you practice time management. Stop trying to get as many people in one day as you possibly can. It's okay to spread it out over time. It's not a race. You're not competing with anybody. You're gonna be fine. Relax. Last but not least, problem solving. A client comes to me and tells me my lock slipped out. It's within the first week of me doing their hair, but instead of ignoring them, telling them that once you leave my chair, it's out of my hands, or getting defensive, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna immediately take accountability and apologize first and foremost, because it shouldn't have happened. Second, I'm gonna do my best to always remain calm and professional. I'm gonna ask them how soon they can come in to have it fixed, and guess what? You offer a discount or a free touch-up for the inconvenience. That small little gesture of offering a discount, offering a free touch-up or whatever will be the reason they come back to you. You went above and beyond. I'm coming back. I'm sitting in your chair again regardless if my lock slipped out or not. I see so many stories that could have really played out differently and probably would have never hit the internet if the stylist would have just handled it a little different. Because when I'm looking at these screenshots of these text messages, I promise you these clients be given a lot of grace before they even take it to the internet. Straight to being unprofessional, straight to being defensive, straight to wanting to argue back and forth with the client instead of being like, how can we come up with a resolution together? So that I can better myself. I can take this as a learning lesson, and then I can do better going forward with not only you if you decide to come back, but my other clients. We need to start making a change. It gotta start somewhere.
I just want to say real quick, let this be a lesson that I don't care how good that girl's boutique looks on Instagram, how good her hair shop looks like it's run. I don't care whose celebrity hair they do, because they gotta take care of their clients. Because look at this. This is what happened when I got my hair colored by a professional in the field, supposedly professional with color. And it was so severely damaged by bleach. Even my scalp was burnt because she overprocessed my hair and was trying to act like she didn't at the same time as well. Obviously, I know bleach can damage your hair. And yes, everyone's hair is different. But she left me under the dryer for 20 to 30 minutes without monitoring what was going on in my head. I literally had to tell her that my scalp was burning in order for her to take me serious enough and wash the bleach out. So if you take away nothing from this video, please take away this. I don't care how many Instagram followers they have. I don't care how aesthetic the hairstylist boutique looks. I don't care who's shouting them out on Instagram. Please, just be very, very careful with who you go to do your hair. I hope this reaches the right audience, because I never thought this could be me, and it sounds really cliche. But this is me now, trying to work back, getting my hair back to normal. So yeah.
So I have noticed a good amount of entrepreneurs, including myself, that have had to go back to work due to needing to bring in revenue.
The gist of what she was asking was why nowadays that a lot of stylists are running into the problem of retention, not being able to hold on to clients and not being able to recruit clients. There's a lot of different areas to this, but a lot of the services that are being provided by today's stylists, it's not worth it. Even though I make okay money, I'm not out here just throwing it away. Every time I'm looking for goods or services, I'm running an analysis as to whether if it is worth the cost of what I'm paying for it. A lot of the comments that I got was, oh, don't look into those Instagram people. You got to pick better stylists. And no, I'm not a bust down wig install girly. For the most part, 90% of the time, a silk press. I come from the salon days. You would come in, pay $60, $50 for your silk press. You getting a wash, a condition, plastic cap on, getting sat under the dryer, or steam treatment, and then you're coming out getting an actual leave-in conditioner, hot combed at the roots, flat iron and curled with the Marcel irons, saran wrapped under the dryer again for a couple of minutes, and then your silk press was done. Nowadays, these stylists are charging upwards to $200 for a basic silk press that does not even come standard with a conditioning treatment. Then just going in raw, blow drying us, and then flat ironing us. And then we're wondering why our hair is dry and why it's breaking after a week after the silk press. And stylist's only retort is, you need to get this specific treatment, which is an addition to the silk press cost. One stylist told me everybody's natural and everybody's hair is thick. Run some specials. Bring your own bottle, meaning bring your own conditioner. We could buy those conditioners that y'all get from the Ulta Leader sale. It ain't no biggie. But get creative if that's the case. If it's really about inflation or if it's really about the cost of products, get creative. In this economy where every single dollar and every single penny matters, we just want to feel like things are worth it. That's my answer to that.
Okay, I want to tell you guys about the horrible experience I've just had with a Tampa hairstylist that goes by the name Mooch. I drove 2 hours to Tampa to go get my hair did. My hair appointment was this morning at 10 a.m., okay? I drove 2 hours, so I left my house around 7 o'clock and I got there at 9. When I arrived at 9, I was at the shop maybe around 9:06 because I had stopped to get food. So I got to the shop an hour early or whatever because, like I said, I'm coming from out of town and the traffic be bad and it was raining really, really bad. So around 9:18, and I am going to insert a screenshot, she texted me and said this. So this is what she texted me at 9:13. She said, "Hey love, this is Mooch. I overslept. I'm just waking up and I'm an hour away. Can you come at 11?" And that is my response. Mind you, I've been to her maybe 3 times before, and she has been late to my appointment every single time. Every time I drive from out of town to come to her, she is constantly talking about she overslept, can she reschedule, da-da-da-da. Okay, cool. She did not offer any money off whatsoever. Mind y'all, my hair appointment was at 10. I got to Tampa at 9 and she wanted to reschedule at 11 and she still wasn't even there at 11. So I decided to leave around 10:30 because I feel like it's the inconvenience and it's unprofessional. If your booking's open, you need to be there on time. There should be no reason why you're a whole hour late. Hour and some change late to my appointment. Like, you're always oversleeping, you're always tired, and I'm just over it at this point. She don't play about her time because when I was 15 minutes late, she did not hesitate to apply the $30 late fee that she has. And I just feel like it's just really inconsiderate to us clients because I just feel like if we got to be on time, y'all need to be on time too. And if y'all not going to be on time, y'all need to deduct money off. Simple. And it's also very disrespectful because she didn't even let me know throughout the whole time where she was at. Did she leave her house or anything? Like, she just was not communicating whatsoever. And it's inconsiderate because you don't know what I had going on today, if I had somewhere to be. And it's like I booked an appointment because that's when I wanted to get my hair did at that time. I didn't want to get my hair did at 11 and 12 o'clock and then you rushing on my because you late. Like, no, that's unacceptable. So, and also, me and my sister had booked the appointments back to back. So, mine was at 10 and my sister's was at 12, right?
Yeah, 12:30.
At 12:30. So, I'm now going to insert a screenshot where I had already been left. And this is when she decided to text me to come in the shop. So, this is her saying at 11:06, come in. I got another hat at 12:30. Can you please come in by 11:15? And as a business owner, how are you not remembering your clients? Because me and my sister have been to you multiple times. And it's just very inconsiderate and disrespectful.
Black hairdressers, I just want to know, and this is sounding like a generalization, so my apologies ahead of time. But some of you, I just want to know, like, what is your problem? What is your actual problem? Why can you not give people an accurate time to arrive that you're actually planning to start people's locks or start people's hair? Let me just tell you about what's happening this morning. And I've come here to share and I've stepped out of the hair salon because I need to vent. So I contacted this loctician and I said, "Oh, do you have availability?" She says, "Yeah, I can do your hair tomorrow at 11 a.m. I've got a short film that I'm working on at the end of the week, so I need to get my hair done, my locks retightened today." And she was like, yeah, 11 a.m. Sure. So I get here. I realized that I'm going to be like, 3 minutes late because I need to find parking. So I've called her and I've said, I'm just getting parking, but I'll be with you in literally 3 minutes. So I arrive at like 11:05 to the salon. I've parked. It's cost me £33 to park where I've parked. I've paid for 4 hours. It's cost me £33 because that's usually how long it takes to do my micro locks. So I've parked, I've stepped inside. Tell me why she's like a quarter of the way through doing somebody else's locks. And she looks over and I'm looking at her like, and she's like, yeah, I'm just doing this one. Good morning. And I'm going to start yours. Mind you, this is my first time booking with you. I should have stuck with my other loctician, but they're so busy. So I just said, let me try and see if I can get an appointment elsewhere that's closer to home. Otherwise, I've got to travel to South Norwood. So I've booked. This is the first time I'm booking with you. And I've come in and you're a quarter of the way through doing somebody else's hair. And you just looked at me and I was like, how long is this going to take? Because I've paid for parking. And she's like, how long did you pay for? I didn't tell her 4 hours. I said 3. She goes, oh, that's fine. You could just go and pay for more, add more on top. And that, when I tell you, that pissed me off. That pissed me off because not only am I going to pay you for doing my hair, but due to your tardiness, due to your, I can't even find the right word. If I start lambasting and I start using vocabulary, due to your nonsense, I should now go and pay for extra time when I've already paid for 4 hours. That's £33. Go and pay for extra time. Because you just, why was there no update? I should have known from when I said, I'm trying to find parking and I'm going to be about 3 minutes. And she was like, yeah, don't worry, take your time. Take your time? Take your time in the Nam? In Pecknam? I've lived here all of my life, but I know that when you say that, something is up. Look at the sky. Look at the sky. This is the time I'm now leaving after having my locks retightened. You can't even really see anything. Not really. I paid £140. I got up like a few hours in to go move my car. I found somewhere that was actually free to park because somebody else had moved. So I did that. It was so uncomfortable the whole way through. Another woman had to come and help to carry on doing the locks. I'm used to going to my loctician in South Norwood, right? I'm used to going to my loctician in South Norwood, getting there at 10 a.m. and being done by 1:30 p.m. I got to this lady at 11 a.m. today. She was doing somebody else's hair. Didn't start me till about 12 p.m. Started me, had to go and pick up her son from school, which I'm not arguing with. We all have to do what we have to do. So that part, not really an issue for me. So somebody else was like doing my locks while she went out, and it was just super uncomfortable with the crochet hook that they were using. And I haven't felt that in the years I've been having my locks retightened. And then she gets back and anyway, cut a long story short. It's now 7 p.m.-ish and I've just left there. Look how I look disheveled, like I've been suffering, because I have. But I paid £140. Now here's the wickedest. I took a few of my locks that I'd snapped off. I took it to her to reattach. And so she did what she could. And then so I paid the money, left the shop. Now I realized that I've left some of my locks. So I've turned around and I've gone back to the shop to go and get it. I already knew that I was going to go into the shop and I was going to hear somebody chatting. So I've walked in and she's literally going, Kelechi, Kelechi. She sees me walk through the door. She's like, Kelechi. She felt mad awkward. I said, I just left my the bits of my locks. And I took it and I turned around and I just went. And she was like, thank you for coming and sorry for the late start, or whatever she said. I think she said that before I came back in again. But either way, people are weird. People are weird. And if my actual loctician in South Norwood is watching this, I will never, ever cheat on you again. I will never do such again.
Can I tell you guys why me and UK hairstylists just will never agree? And this is less about my braid girlies because I feel like I've had the best experience with braid hair girls. But I just think they charge the most ridiculous prices for the most lackluster customer service. Like, I think UK hair girls have to be the most boldest, and mainly wig girls have to be the most boldest people ever. I've just seen a girl say that it's like £50 for an out of hours appointment and £70 for an emergency appointment. And I've been to that girl and she literally had me sitting in her flipping salon, wherever, for 3 hours. 3 hours before she even acknowledged me. If I had turned up to the appointment 3 hours late, do you think I would have ever even been... I would have either been charged an arm or a leg, or she would have cancelled my appointment. What also pissed me off is years later, I went to one of her friends who I didn't realise was her friend until I got to the appointment. And basically, I booked the appointment with her, and I had mutuals who had gone to her who had told me she was really good. And let me not even cap, she was great. Like, whenever she's done my wigs, they've been the most laid. However, I booked the appointment with her and I added blunt cut. Like, I wanted it to cut into a bob. She called me on the day of the appointment and she was like, hey babe, because you didn't actually select add-on through the actual booking link, but you've added it to, like, I basically wrote it down on the paper that I put in the package when I dropped my hair off. So she obviously opened the hair on the day of my appointment. Also, why are you opening my hair on the day of the appointment? Because this is why my wigs are never ready when I arrive. But anyway, she obviously opened my hair on the day of the appointment and then saw that it said bob or blunt cut. And then she called me and she was like, hey babe, yeah, you've selected bob blunt cut and that actually takes me an extra hour. I know for a fact it doesn't take her an extra hour, but it takes me a bit longer, whatever. So I'm not going to be able to do your appointment at the time that you've put in because I have another appointment after you. She then said, can you come at 9 p.m? But because it's at 9 p.m, you will have to pay a £20 out of hours charge. I don't really see how it's my problem that I should pay an out of hours charge because the only time you can accommodate me with it was 9 p.m. But I thought, you know what, because it's not entirely her fault, like I didn't select the add-on at the booking link, I'm just going to hold it. Oh my God, it wasn't an extra £20, it was an extra £50. Sorry, I just remembered it was actually £50 because I remembered going back and forth as to whether I should do this. Anyway, I did it. And then she texted me and was like, can you actually come at 10 p.m? So she's pushing it back. I also have work the next day. I arrive at 10 p.m. Her little sister opens the door for me and tells me to stay sitting downstairs. I'm sitting downstairs, yeah? And do you know, all I'm hearing is just giggling and everyone just kicking up fuss upstairs. And I'm thinking, sorry, now it's taking a piss. It's 11 p.m. at this point, yeah? So eventually she says, oh, you can come up now. I come up and I see the girl who left me waiting 3 hours ago, all them years ago, in her room, and another friend, and they're all just giggling. And it dawns on me that the next appointment she had was actually her friend's appointment. So at this point, I'm fuming and I'm like, I don't have the time to sit here past midnight for you to do my hair. Just give me my wig. Like, I will just find someone else to install it. She was like, okay, I'll give you the wig, but I'll send you my bank details so that you can charge me. You could transfer me the money for the cost of making the wig. I said, hold on, what am I paying for? You've moved my appointment and I've paid an extra £50 for this out of hours appointment for you to not even be ready at the time that you told me to come. And then on top of that, you've had me sitting down here while I've sat there listening to you and your friends doing nothing but having fun. So I knew for a fact you weren't actually even doing hair. And then I come up to find out it's your friend's hair. So why couldn't you just make my appointment run a little bit later so that you could do my bob, so that your friend could come to your house later? Because she's still here at 11 p.m. anyway. Her and her friends are just sitting there dumbfounded because it's quite obvious that I think they're so used to getting away with taking a piss out of their customers. In the end, she ends up apologising. She's very apologetic. She ends up doing my hair. It's fine. My hair turns out good, whatever. But I still, to this day, just don't think any of what I spent was justified considering the customer service I got put through. And I've had so many other experiences like this. Like, I've had so many bad story times to tell with girls. Like, these hair girls take the piss. So if you're going to charge these prices, you have to be able to justify it by having some sort of business acumen. Like, you can't just be out here adding £50 here, £70 here, £80 here, and you ain't got no customer service and no business acumen. You have to sort it out, UK hair girlies. You have to.
Okay, so I'm currently sitting waiting to get my hair braided. I have 1 minute until I'm technically allowed inside. I am hood adjacent. Okay. And I mean, that's where you go to get some good hair braided. Okay, so I'm praying it goes well. This is my first time seeing this girl, but I mean, there's a late fee if you're late, but I can't walk in 5 minutes early. And I'm a hairstylist, so I understand if somebody walks in 30 minutes early, 15 minutes early, sometimes it's annoying. But my appointment's at 4:30. At 4:25, I text her, like, which door should I walk in? Because I don't see a number. And she goes, the address is on the door, but you can't come in until 4:30. The address is on the door in black Sharpie, so I couldn't see it. It's like, girl, if you hate doing this, just say that, and like maybe don't do it. But I guess we'll see how my braids go. I'm shocked that she had a 4:30 appointment because it usually takes a long time to braid my hair. Guess I'll check back later, but I'm already a little nervous. I'm like, damn. But I brought snacks, I brought water, I came prepared. I will put my AirPods in if need be, but I just would like to feel embraced by my fellow Black hairstylists. Like, it's like, girl, let's be happy that we're doing this if we enjoy doing it. Okay, quick update. I have no braids. I've never filmed a TikTok on my way to a hair appointment before. I must have known that something was going to be wrong. But I walked in after telling her that I was there 5 minutes beforehand, and she told me I could not come in until 4:30. I walk in at 4:30, and it's two people braiding someone's hair, and they all are staring at me. In their pajamas, by the way. Staring at me. It's an empty salon and one chair with a ring light. I said, you've got to be f***ing joking. And then there's half-eaten tacos on the table that I'm supposed to be sitting at waiting. And no one says hello to me. No one says anything. And I just sit down, I guess. And then all of them are talking. This is the worst part. They start talking about how they would beat someone up who walked in without knocking. Now, I just walked into this establishment at my appointment time, like instructed, without knocking, because this isn't someone's home. Like, what? And so I'm sitting there like, they can't be talking about me. I'm sitting right here. They can't be talking about me. And no one says anything. And again, I have to be prompt, on time. And I'm waiting there 20 minutes, watching her do someone else's braids. And I'm like, okay. So I start texting my friend, because I'm a hairstylist. I'm texting my friend, my very good friend, who is my boss. She owns the salon. And I'm like, I feel uncomfortable. I think I'm going to leave. Like, I think I'm going to leave. And I sat there for another 10 minutes being like, they started talking about gay people. They started talking about, you know, the north side of Chicago and how there's too many gay people there. And then I was like, okay, I really have to go. So I was like, what is my excuse? Like, what am I going to say to leave here? Because now I feel unsafe. You guys are talking about beating up somebody who would just walk in the door. And I just walked in the door. Guys, what? And so I brought this big bag of snacks, because if you know, you know, at a hair appointment, that's going to take a long time. And I was like, I'm gonna go put this in my car. No one says anything to me. I walk out, I get in my car, and I drive off. Because I was like, what the just happened? Like, what? And then 15 minutes later, I get a text. Hey, I'm ready for you. Ooh. Hey, I'm ready for you. I'm on the highway. I'm like, well, I ain't ready for you. No. And I never will be. So I just texted her and I said, unfortunately, I felt really uncomfortable, so I left. I paid $35 for a deposit, so I was like, keep my $35. I don't care. But she texted me back and said, I'm sorry you felt that way, but the way that you opened the door was just really aggressive. And so for my own safety, I just felt really unsafe. So you were talking about beating up a bitch that opened your door to your salon. And keep in mind, again, I'm going to this business. I want to support this business. It looked cute online. It looked whatever. But it was so... I'm trying not to be mean. It's not my fault your door is broken. It's not my fault the door swung open when I opened it. And if you don't want somebody to open your door, then don't tell them to come in to your salon. I'm so confused. So I'm just like, hey, I'm also a hairstylist. So I understand, kind of. But I would never make someone feel the way that you just made me feel. So I was like, the braids aren't worth it to feel unsafe getting my hair done. Sorry. But I was like, I wish you well. She was trying to say, you swung it open. Even the client was like, blah, blah, blah. Like, she loved her hair though. So if it's not worth it to you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm done arguing with you. I wish you well. But I was like, I will be telling everyone I know to never come to you. Because what the
I didn't say that, but she's still texting me. She's texting me right now. My work is great. My service is for everyone. You literally made all three of us uncomfortable. Oh, I made all three of you uncomfortable by walking into your salon? When you told me to.
Hairstylists need to understand that doing someone's hair is a service that requires you to treat them with respect and kindness so that they can become a customer for life, which is beneficial for you in the long run. Unfortunately, it seems that some hairstylists are more focused on their image and aesthetics rather than treating the customer properly.